Some things are better left unsaid, but even more are best left unshared. For eons, the rise and fall of powerful individuals, kingdoms and empires have often hinged on a single revealed secret. Secrets wield power, serving as both shields and swords, guarding us or leading to our undoing. But what if there are some secrets that are so vital, so essential, that they should never be revealed to just anyone? The ancient Stoics knew these secrets well, and they practiced a discipline of silence and discretion that protected them from harm and preserved their dignity. In this video, we will discuss 10 subjects that we recommend you keep secret as a Stoic and never reveal to anyone. All of them are crucial and interconnected, so stay tuned until the end of the video to find out why. 1. The silent comfort. We might not be leading vast armies, but our battles are real, our challenges no less significant. In our rapidly changing world, where comfort is often a click away, remember that it's the wind, the rain, and the uphill paths that shape mountains. Similarly, our challenges, especially those we quietly embrace, shape us. It's okay to bask in comfort, but do take those secret strolls into the unfamiliar. It's there that we find the versions of ourselves we often forget exist. 5. Your vulnerabilities and weaknesses. It's said that every hero has an Achilles heel, a vulnerable point that despite their strength can be their undoing. Humans, in their beautifully imperfect nature, are comprised of strengths and vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities, the raw, tender parts of our psyche, deserve protection, not exposure. It's not about hiding or denying them, but about treating them with the reverence they merit. Man is affected, not by events, but by the view he takes of them, murmured a voice, reminiscent of Epictetus, suggesting it's not our vulnerabilities that define us, but our perspective of them. Embracing vulnerabilities is important. They're markers of past wounds, lessons learned, and even the fear of future battles. They're also deeply personal. Broadcasting them can make us susceptible to external judgments, which can sometimes skew our own understanding or acceptance of them. By privately acknowledging these points, we fortify ourselves, ensuring they're not exploited or misunderstood. It gives us a chance to work on them, to transform them from weak spots into areas of growth. Throughout history, many figures were acutely aware of their vulnerabilities, but chose to keep them close, using them as motivators rather than deterrents. Abraham Lincoln, for instance, faced numerous failures and battled bouts of melancholy. Instead of publicizing these struggles, he internalized them, allowing them to shape his empathy and leadership. Conversely, Julius Caesar's vulnerability was his trust in close allies, culminating in his tragic end on the Ides of March. These historical episodes underscore the importance of recognizing our vulnerabilities, handling them with care, and ensuring they don't become our undoing. Oversharing is the norm these days. The pressure to bare one's soul, to put everything out in the open, can be overwhelming. Yet there's power in selective silence. Recognize your vulnerabilities, cherish them, work on them, but don't feel obligated to lay them out for the world to dissect. It's okay to keep some pages of your book closed. After all, mysteries have their own allure, and strength sometimes lies in the chapters left unread. 6. Your personal grievances. They say carrying grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to perish. It's a heavy weight on the shoulders, a constant murmur in the ear, and more often than not, a useless endeavor. However, choosing to process personal grievances internally, as a Stoic, promotes inner equilibrium and self-mastery. By choosing not to vent every irritation, you cultivate an inner resilience, learning to tackle problems internally without scattering your energy outward. It's a touch reminiscent of Epictetus, who once mused, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." Consider this. When you share every annoyance or frustration, you're not only perpetuating negativity, but also subtly seeking validation for your feelings. By holding back, by introspecting, you allow yourself the time to question, is this grievance valid? Can I control it? Should it affect my state of mind? Such introspection often leads to a realization that many of our grievances are transient, unworthy of our energy, and for those that are valid, tackling navigate the vast waters of personal growth, sometimes it's more powerful to row silently than to announce every turn. Ultimately, the final destination, your evolved self, will speak louder than any update ever could. 10. The gentle ebb and flow of your emotion. Life's canvas is painted with the broad strokes of happiness, sorrow, love, anger, and countless other emotions. While it's common nowadays to publicly wear our emotions on our sleeves, especially in an era of real-time status updates and stories, there's a silent power in holding some feelings close. The act of restraint is not about suppression, rather it's about understanding that feelings are deeply personal experiences, often complex and multifaceted. Sharing them in real time might not always capture their true essence, and at times the external world isn't gentle with raw emotions. As a Stoic might subtly remind us, emotions, when softly held, unfold in their own rhythm, revealing layers we often miss in haste. Think about the renowned Stoic Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, and yet his personal reflections, filled with profound emotion, were captured in his private notes, which we now know as meditations. These were not grand public proclamations, but intimate musings meant for himself. His hesitance to publicly display every moment of introspection gives us a mirror to our own lives. How often do we pause to truly sit with our feelings before projecting them outward?